So Thogdad could have been in the hell, and they could have been in the Premier
I
League.
would have been a director,
Really?
if not the chairman. Clone Boys is in Oldham now. My mum and dad both grew up in Oldham, so
Really?
we know that place quite well.
You used to go to a lot of Oldham games, didn't you?
I
Nearly
did.
bought the football club.
Yeah, that is, you can get on the Thogdad channel and type in Oldham Athletic, and you'll hear all about
I know, you can.
how I once tried to buy Oldham
Well,
Athletic.
give us the story now.
So this is back in 2001, and I worked for some Icelandic geezers.
Yep.
And they were very keen on buying a football club. And
Really?
they had one in mind. I can't tell you who it was, but they came to me and said, what about this club? I said, no chance. You need to look elsewhere. And then Oldham Athletic advertised for sale. I think it was the March the 31st, 2001. Oldham Athletic for sale. They advertised in the Times newspaper.
Yeah.
So on Monday, I'm in there saying, look, I represent a bunch of investors, Scandinavian investors, and they're very interested in buying a football club. Anyway, over the next few weeks, we do what's called due diligence. I met up with the gaffer.
But Dad, let me ask you,
Yes.
just for people wondering, I've always wondered,
Yeah.
when you first want to buy a football club, what's the first stage you do? Write to the club via email or...
Right, well in
Go
this
see them in
instance
person?
on this instance, they'd advertised themselves for sale in the Times newspaper.
Right.
And then in the Sunday Times, there was articles about how they're for sale. So
Yeah.
I saw that, and it basically was an advert.
Yeah.
So I sort of sent a fax to that number saying, look, we are potentially interested. And then when you're buying any business of any kind, football club, whatever, you've got to do what's called due diligence.
Yeah.
So you're checking all the contracts, all
Of course,
the legal,
yeah,
all
yeah.
the finances, everything, So we went into that process and we did that over a few weeks. But then there were other interested parties, and I can't tell you too much. I can't talk about numbers or anything.
Yeah.
But to cut a long story short, a businessman from London, an IT multimillionaire at the time,
Right.
got in quicker. He moved quicker, and he bought the business. He bought Oldham Athletic. Yeah.
But Dad,
Yeah.
how long did it take from the moment that you got the guys together to potentially buy a football club?
Yeah.
What made you convince them, the guys with the money, to want to buy it football club? It's such a... Everybody knows
Yeah.
and sees it as such a non-profitable...
Right. Okay.
Thing.
That's a very good point. And the guys, so it was a consortium. It was a bunch of different guys.
Yeah.
One of whom, I think he still owns a football club in a Scandinavian country.
Oh, really?
He's a football man. He's made his money elsewhere, but he loves football.
Did he think he could make a profit from it?
It was more a case of
A bit of fun, being part of England?
It was a bit of fun. It was, yes, I think to some extent they thought, look, we can buy Oldham, some of the best young players from Scandinavia, we can bring them in.
Yeah.
They can play for Oldham Athletic.
No, it's a fun project.
Yeah, but
Definitely.
somebody else moved quicker. That's the thing. Somebody else.
And it ended up not working, right? The guys that moved quicker.
It's the guy that bought it actually. Yeah, he went bankrupt. His business went bankrupt.
So he
you
just
could
had to
read
get rid of
all
the
about.
club.
You could read all about it.
So you could have paid pennies for it after then.
It was.
Did you ever think about coming in after?
Afterwards? No, they
Why
messed
not?
it up big time.
So you got scared after they messed it up?
Not scared. It was not interested. Scared's the wrong word. Not interested.
Okay.
At that time we had some good people. I mean, the guys that I was.
So what made you lose your interest?
Someone else got it, Theo.
No,
someone
really.
else moved quicker.
No, I'm saying after they failed, what made you think, okay, they failed, we could get this for dirt cheap now, cheaper than what we could have got it for before.
Well,
what made you think, oh, let's go in?
Part of the problem was that Oldham wanted a quick sale.
Yes.
They chose someone else very quickly. All right. The guys, my consortium, then went off. I'd done my bit. They then went off and bought another club. I can't say which. It's confidential. I can't say. They went and bought another club.
Can you say the country?
In England.
Oh, really? Oh, in England?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, the guys you were involved with?
Yes,
Oh, right, okay.
Yes. But I can't say more than that because, when you're talking these things, there's confidentiality.
Okay.
So it was an interesting time, and...
I don't even know who that club was, by the way.
Yeah, I'll tell you later, but I can't tell you on...
There we go.
Here.
Interesting. I didn't even know that part of the story.
Yeah.
So they moved on. What, bigger or smaller?
Much bigger.
Oh, wow.
Much bigger, and they spent very big money. So Oldham really, I think they missed out.
So Oldham could be like a Prem team right now with the money they could have got.
Who knows? Again, it comes back to the crystal ball. What would have happened if we bought it? Who knows?
So Thogdad could have been in the hell, and they could have been in the Premier League.
I would have been a director.
Really?
If not the chairman.
That's a cool job to have. Would you ever go back into football at that level? Get a few guys together? No. Why not?
No.
You've just seen too many failed projects?
I've seen
the worst of it?
Yes, I've seen
As a Bolton fan, yeah. Did you ever think about buying Bolton and getting a group together when we were in a mess? You thought about it, I know that for a fact. I'm in the household.
I was approached by a couple of businessmen who were potentially interested, but the amount of money they had available was not enough. So the administrators of Bolton basically set terms. They said, look, anyone who's interested in buying Bolton Wanderers has got to have a certain amount of money banked that they can prove.
Proof of funds.
Proof of funds and all that.
And they didn't have that.
And my guys were not that size.
Okay.
So I never actually spoke
But the guys before with Oldham, they could have been that size.
There was no problem
really?
about Oldham, yeah.
Seriously?
It's a very different. Oldham 2001 compared to Bolton last year, we're talking two very different animals in terms of the numbers involved.
But I'm talking about the owners. They would have been able to go in with the Bolton lot.
Well, last year, so the guys who were potentially interested...
But I'm saying the guys with the Oldham lot, could they have gone in for Bolton last year?
They're not interested anymore.
No, I'm saying would they have had the money for it?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
So that would have been that sort of... Fair enough.
Yeah.
Very interesting story, Thogdad. But Oldham fans, you must be gutted Thogdad ain't the director of football.